Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a free-for-all match on the map All That Glitters. I'm starting in the top right position, playing as the Soviets. Now for those of you who know this map, you'll know that there's tons and tons of ore. And we're playing a 4-player match, so there's going to be 1 player in each corner. That's what I think's going to happen anyway. Usually it does when you pick random positions with only 4 players. So I'm doing a bit of scouting. I've only made 10 infantry because I don't think they usually don't play a big part on this map. I'm sending 1 to each corner, and then I'm going to be sending a few outside my base just to defend from any scouts, because I don't want my enemy to be able to see what I'm doing. And what you need to do is you need to be manage your ore trucks very carefully on this map. As you see, what I'm doing initially is I'm going to be making space next to that first ore refinery for my second ore refinery. I'm going to go for double wharf factory, and I'm going to build quite a few ore trucks. I'm actually building 5. I probably wouldn't usually build that many, but because this is a 4-player free-for-all match, there's going to be no one in the middle, and I think it'll be less likely to get attacked early on. So I'm going to be a bit greedy, and we'll see if it pays off. Right, so as you see, as soon as the ore trucks come out, what you should do immediately is send them to the ore closest to that ore refinery. And I've got my second war factory out now, so I'm going to start building my second ore refinery. And I'm just making space there, using my ore trucks. And it looks like I'm going to have a decent amount of space, hopefully, by the time that ore refinery is built. Now, it's very important, actually, to make sure your ore trucks go to the right place, because they can sometimes go to places quite far away if they're not managed correctly. As you can see, that ore truck going right up there. I'll get it in a sec, hopefully. And what you should do is you should also make sure you reroute some of your ore trucks, just so they're split between the 2 ore refineries. Otherwise, what can happen is they can get jammed around 1 ore refinery, and that's obviously not very good. So now I'm being able to build some tanks, so I'm going to have some defense if I do get attacked from now on. And you can see now that I've got my 3rd ore refinery down, my ore is really starting to build up. And it's going to give me an opportunity to start building war factories. So I'm going to build my 3rd war factory. And it's really important to get the war factories up as quickly as possible, because it does increase your tank building speed. Now there's different types of players in this map. Some players like to go for very early MCVs. I don't tend to do that because I think it hampers your game too much early on. And if you go for an extremely greedy build, I think you've always got that risk. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to build my 4th war factory. In order to keep the 4th war factory producing, though, I am going to need some more ore trucks. So I am going to make sure a couple more ore trucks are produced from that war factory. And that's just going to really help my tank building speed and put me in a very strong position at this stage of the game. And anyone who's going for multiple MCVs early on is not going to have 4 war factories at this stage. So that gives me a big advantage. And what I like to do at this stage, I'm going to build my service depot so I can build multiple MCVs, but I'm going to attack my first component. Now, I saw Red at the start of the game. He seemed to be producing a lot of infantry, so I think he's quite a new player. So I'm going to go for the top left first. And the top left is a very strong position to start in. You've got great access to ore. And you can see I'm queuing up those MCVs for when I've finished this battle, hopefully. And you can see that Green has already got an MCV out. So that means he's gone for possibly a bit earlier MCVs than me. And he might have less tanks. And you can see we're able to take him apart at the moment. He doesn't have many tanks at all. And this is going to be an easy takedown early on. I can see that large power plant coming out. I don't know if it's for Tesla or just he needed more power, maybe. And we're taking these ore trucks out. as well while we're here, just so if we don't get right through it, his economy will be absolutely shot. And you can see that single Tesla coil is not going to be much match. We've just got too many tanks, and you're going to be able to take out that ore refinery, and I think that's his last ore refinery. And you can see the yellow attacking my base, so they've used this opportunity to do a sneak attack while I was out my base. So immediately I'm going to cancel those MCVs, and I'm going to be trying to get my tanks back as quickly as possible. You can see they managed to do a lot of damage so far, and it looks like that ore refinery is going to go down as well. I'm just destroying as many of these tanks and getting my tanks back into position in that little gap. And you can see they're having trouble getting through now because I need my construction yard to be alive. Now you can see, because my economy was good, I am going to have enough to build an ore refinery. So that's the important thing. And I'm going to go for the counter-attack on yellow because they've just lost all their tanks. But what I still need to be aware of is green is still in this game. So I'm going to send some tanks to deal with that tank there, because I don't want that going into my base and destroying me while I'm out. So we're going to have to keep an eye on them. You can see I've got my ore refinery back. So I'm going to be able to do a bit of mining. And I'm going to build a flamethrower to help against those infantry. So you can see yellow's had chance to build up some of his tanks. So we're going to have a little fight in the bottom left-hand corner now. Of course, I haven't been building tanks for the last little bit because I need to build these ore refineries and get my economy back up and running. But I'm going to be starting to build tanks again now. And you can see yellow doesn't have enough tanks, and it looks like we're going to be able to push him back. And we'll have to see how much damage we can do to his base. Now, yellow is playing it as the ally, so he won't have as strong base defences. You can see he hasn't got any turrets or pillboxes at the moment. So that's going to make this job a little bit easier, although heavy tanks are quite bulky and hard to destroy. And you can see green is bringing a tank into my base, but I do have 2 tanks being produced from that war factory, so I'm going to be okay. And you can see yellow is in a big trouble now, and he's not going to be able to hold this, and I think this is going to be a good game, definitely. Now, he hasn't gone for multi-MCVs, I don't think anyway. I'll have to check the other parts of the map, but yeah, you can see those ore trucks have stopped moving, so we've definitely got all of his ore refineries. And you can see those infantry providing a bit of nuisance, destroying one of my ore trucks there. So, but they could be easily squashed. Infantry aren't too worrisome. And what we'll need to do is we'll need to check where green is. So we can see those ore trucks are still stationary, but you can see he's starting to build in the middle of the map. So this is going to be quite easy to take out because he's not yet got his economy back on track, so he hasn't been able to build any tanks. So this should be quite a straightforward kill. And you can see my economy is hopefully getting back on track now, and soon I will be able to build my 3rd war factory. Because we've got green, we've got yellow, but we've still got red in this game. And what I'll do is I'll take a little look down, and we can see he's got quite a lot in his base. Now, really what red should do at this point is he should attack me straight away. Only one player left, really. And he should just go on the attack, and he could win this. He should, and I do remember his scouts did get quite close to my base, so he should be able to see what's going on, sort of. And you know that I'm quite low on forces at the moment. But the longer he stays at the base, the better it is for me.
Unit ready.
And you can see I'm getting that 3rd war factory out. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to go for multiple MCVs. Because the thing is, I need to catch back up to red. But if I'm just on one construction yard, my building speed is going to be either the same or slower than red if red's gone for multi-MCVs. So what I need to do is I need to build some MCVs so I can build up quickly and hopefully get back on track. And in order to actually, I'm not going to need that because I had some war factories left before when yellow destroyed most of my base. So I'm going to be able to build, and I'm only going to build 3 MCVs. I don't want to go overboard because I don't know when my attack. But I do want to be able to get these multiple MCVs to get my economy up and running and to be able to get even more war factories. And you can see, fortunately, I do have quite a bit of space at the moment, so I'm going to be able to place these MCVs down, hopefully without too many problems. Although you can see ore is a little bit of an issue at the moment, because the ore right next to my base is gone, and the ore trucks are having to travel a little bit further. And you can see yellow trying to be a nuisance, but we're going to be able to deal with them no problem, because ore trucks are just ore trucks, and we can just take them out with our tanks. So now that I've got these construction yards deployed, I've still got one more to deploy. I'm going to be able to build a lot faster, and as I build more and more ore refineries, I'm going to be in a good position. And I'm going to get that other construction yard just up there, and yeah, you can see my building speed's really quick at the moment. And my economy is going to sort of just boom at some point. That's what you tend to find when you get your multiple MCVs. And we're going to, I think we're about ready to go on attack, because you can see my tank forces are built up quite substantially. And I'm just getting that extra ore refinery down, and you can see my ore situation's looking a lot better. Yeah, and you can see I'm just going to expand it from there. But it doesn't look like red have really got too much. What they do have, though, is they do have planes, obviously. So those look like some paratroopers, although they don't seem to be in my base. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place a couple of Tesla coils so I don't get caught off guard while I'm out of my base. And you can see what I'm doing is I'm putting them at the most important points around my construction yards. They will also defend some of the ore refineries, as you can see. Some of them are right next to them. And I'm just getting stronger and stronger all the time. So we're going in for an attack on red at the moment. You can see red's got a mixture of missile launchers and tanks. And I usually just go for tanks because missile launchers, although they do a lot of damage, they do have less HP and fall apart quite easily. And you can see red's coming out now of his base. And he has a bit more than I thought. So maybe I attacked him too early. We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to have to pull back because I don't think I have enough forces really to beat him at this stage. And I'm going to build an extra war factory because you can see my multiple MCV strategy is really coming into its own now. And you can see my ore reserves are brilliant. I'm also going to build a radar dome. And you can see at the moment we're just fighting these, and red's come out of his base now. So we're going to have to see, are we going to be able to hold? Is our war factory production going to be good enough? Because you can see he's got a lot of missile launchers, he's got tanks at the front, and we're going to have to see how this strategy works. But it's quite close at the moment. But he's trying to push through that gap. But I do think those missile launchers are going to fall apart quite easily. And I am also getting good reinforcements now because of the number of war factories. I think I've got 5 war factories at the moment, which is going to mean my tank production is going to be very quick. But you can see, even though I've got 5 war factories, my economy is still massive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a 6th war factory just to increase that tank building speed even further. So yeah, my tanks will be producing really quickly. You can see that red's retreated to his base. Now I don't want to go in from the top because what you can see is he's got 2 Tesla coils there. And I don't really want to fight around Tesla coils because they do a lot of damage. And for some reason I've got less power, and that's because you can see he's managed to get some of those paratroopers right in the corner, and they're just out of range of my Tesla coils. So I'm going to build a Tesla coil a bit closer to them just to take them out. Unfortunately, they haven't destroyed my radar dome or anything like that, although it wouldn't matter because I just rebuild it. Because I've got much quicker building speed. And we're going to go down to the bottom of his map where he doesn't have defences, and you can see his ore trucks are there, so we're going to be able to do some damage to his economy. And we're going to have to see, is red going to respond? He's put an extra war factory there, but I'm just going to destroy that straight away, so it was probably a bad placement. Yeah, you don't really want to place something that's really important when there's a load of enemy tanks next to it. And you can see we're managing to destroy this part of the base, and it's starting to trickle units in. And the problem with trickling units in is it can get destroyed quite quickly. He's taking some units around the back as well, so we're going to have to see how this fight goes. But we have destroyed a lot of his economy at the moment, so he's going to find it very hard to recover from this. And I just don't think he has enough tanks. I think I'm just producing too many at this moment in time. Yeah, and you can see his forces are dwindling, and there's no way back for Red in this game, I don't think. Well, I'm pretty sure there is no way back. He's got a Tesla coil there, but it's going to be no use at this stage. And what we're going to do is we're just going to start destroying his base and taking out his buildings. So I think Red's big mistake was not attacking me earlier on. If he'd attacked me once yellow and green had been destroyed, and he should have had good visibility because he did have a lot of infantry, although he might have held them too close to his base and not done enough scouting. Because the first thing I did, I only built 10 infantry, but the first thing I did was I sent 1 infantry to each base, just so I got a bit of visibility. That's how I could see what Red was doing and how many tanks he had. Well, I did miscalculate it, I guess, on the first attack. He had a little bit more than I thought, but I was able to defend because I did that multiple MCV strategy, which gave me a brilliant economy, and I was able to produce a lot of war factories. And you can see I could even do with more war factories because my economy is absolutely massive. And you can see Red did have multiple MCVs in the back there, and he was also building more MCVs. I think he was going to move to other parts of the map. He just probably wasn't quick enough with his strategy. I mean, the bottom right is it's not a nice place to start, but he did have a lot of time to build up. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.